In this video, we'll discuss radical equations. Radical equations are equations that have a root in them. Typically, we work with square roots, but we could work with roots of other powers. One thing that I need to note is that if you square both sides of an equation, you have to check your results to make sure you do not have extraneous solutions. So I just wanted to explain why that is the case. We can have two things that are not equal. Clearly, -3 is not equal to 3. However, if I square both sides of this equation, I can get a true equation, 9 equals 9. And so when we're working with our variables, when we're working with our algebraic expressions, we're not going to know that this happened. So we have to check our results once we are finished. For our first, so when I talk about radical equations, I like to talk about the 4 steps that you have to take. You have to first isolate the radical. Next, you have to raise the equation to a power. Typically, if it's a square root, you square, cube root, you cube both sides, and so on. Then you solve your resulting equation, and then you check for extraneous solutions. So I like to use the mnemonic IRS, check. Isolate, raise, solve, and check your solutions. And then if, which will happen in the second example here, if when you square both sides, you still have a radical, you just have to go through the process again. So let's start with this first example. The square root of x plus 13 equals x plus 1. So what I'm going to do is I am going to square both sides of this equation because our radical is already isolated. Now I have to remember to FOIL on this side. So we know that when we square a square root, we just get the radicand, what's inside, and when I square the other side, I get x squared plus 2x plus 1. At this point, I'm going to collect like terms and set it equal to 0 because we have a quadratic. And I will factor this, x plus 4 and x minus 3. So we get 2 answers, -4 and +3. At this point, I need to check my solutions. So I'm going to check this -4, and I'm going to say that is the square root of -4 plus 13 equals -4 plus 1. So the square root of 9 equals -3. Well, that's not true. We know that when we have a square root, we want to have the positive, or what we call the principal square root, unless there's a negative sign out in front. So this one doesn't work. That does not mean that the 3 will work. We have to check that as well. So we'll put that in here. 3 plus 13 equals 3 plus 1. So the square root of 16 equals 4, and that is true. So our only answer here is x is equal to 3. For our next example, we actually have 2 square roots. So following our protocol up here, we first isolate the radical. Well, you can see that this piece over here is isolated. So we're going to square both sides. And that, since I have to FOIL this and it looks a little strange, I'm going to multiply it out. We'll do it together. And then on this side, we get just x plus 10. So when I FOIL on the left-hand side here, root x times root x is x. On the outsides, I get 2 root x. On the insides, I get 2 root x. And for the last, I get 4. Now you'll notice I still have these 2 radicals. They're like terms, so I'm going to put those together. So I'm going to subtract x and 4 from each side. And now I'm going to have 4 root x equals 6. Dividing by 4 to isolate that radical, I get root x is equal to 3/2. And then when I square both sides, I get x equals 9/4. Now I do have to check my solution. So I'm going to do my check here. I'm going to get the square root of 9/4 plus 2 equals the square root of 9/4 plus 10. So on this side we get 3/2 plus 2. On this side, I'm going to think of 10 as 40/4. So we'll have the square root of 49/4, which is 7/2. And we can think of 2 as 4/2. And we get a true statement. So this is a valid solution. So the key here is don't forget to check your answers. If you need to write this out before you FOIL it, do so, and then draw your arrows if you need to. And then if you end up with another radical, just go through the process again. That concludes this video.